Hello guys, you're welcome once again to my YouTube channel, Fun with Physics. In today's lesson, we are going to be looking at conversion, unit conversion. We are going to see how we can manipulate the metric system to help us convert different units easily or smoothly. We are going to be looking at three methods that we can use to convert different units. Okay? But first, let's quickly go through the metric system. Let's see what's the metric system. This is a metric system. The green side stands for the base. The base can be liter, it can be meter, and can be gram. Okay, now you can actually combine this base with each of these prefix, all right, to form a bigger unit or a smaller unit. For instance, I can combine meter with kilo, and I'll have kilometer, okay, which is the same thing as 1,000 meter. All right, now the base is actually one or a unit. Okay, then to the right hand side where you have the yellow colored tables there, you see we have deca, which is 10 to the power of 1, hecto 10 to the power of 2, kilo 10 to the power of 3, and so on, to mega 10 to the power of 6, and so on. 3 more items here, and then giga 10 to the power of 9, so this should be 10 to the power of 9. Okay, and the same thing to the left, I have 10 to the power of -1, deci, centi 10 to the power of -2, milli 10 to the power of -3, and so on to nano 10 to the power of 9. Notice that between milli and micro I have 1, 2 items. Okay, I have 2 places. Between micro and nano I have 2 places also. Okay, the same thing applies to this side of the screen. Now if you're moving from the base to the left, it's decreasing, actually decreasing by multiplying it by 1/10 of the previous prefix. Okay, but to the right it's increasing by multiplying it by 10 of the previous prefix. Okay, now for the unit conversion we have, I call these 3 methods. Okay, one of the method is the place movement method, the second one is exponent subtraction method, and the third one is conversion factor method. Now for the place movement method, the rule is this: the first thing you need to do is to multiply the power of 10 in order of your movement. You have to move, and then you multiply your 10, the power of 10, in the order of your movement. The next thing is to check the prefix. If the conversion is from small prefix to large one, so you have to divide. But if it's from large prefix to small prefix, you have to multiply the digits, okay, by the power of the 10 you generated earlier. Okay, now let's look at this before we proceed to the other ones quickly. Now the first question says convert 1 kilometer to centimeter. 1 kilometer to centimeter. Alright? So you have 1 kilometer to centimeter. It means you have to move. You have to move from kilometer to centimeter in the metric system. You have to move. So if you look at what you have here, from kilo to centi, you have 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, and 5 step. So we're moving in 5 steps, okay, or 5 places. Now since you're moving in 5 places, what you do is you multiply 10 in the order of the way you're moving. For instance, 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Which is 5 places, right? It's the same thing as 10 to the power of 5. So we'll be using this rather. Okay? You multiply it in the order of your movement. Now, you start this to either divide or multiply. But before you divide or multiply, you have to look at the prefix. That's the next rule, isn't it? That's the next rule. Let's quickly highlight, check out the rule. Look at the rule by the right hand side of your screen. The next rule is check the prefix. If the conversion is from, okay, that's it. If the conversion is from small to large, so we have to divide. If it's from large to small, we have to multiply. So look at it. The prefix is, this one is bigger than this. Kilo is bigger than centi. So it's from large to small. It means we'll have to multiply, right? So I have to say 1 times 10 to the power 5, which is the same thing as this. Centimeter. Okay, are we good with that? The next conversion is 5 centimeter to kilometer. 5 centimeter to kilometer. We have to also move from centimeter to kilometer. We're moving 5 places, so there's no need for me to repeat it. We have to move 5 places. From centi to kilo, we're moving 5 places. So that we generate is 10 to the power of 5, because when I multiply 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, 5 places or half place, right? So I have to decide now. Prefix. Centi, small, to kilo, a bigger prefix, so I divide, right? Remember, we say from small to bigger prefix, we divide. So I'm going to divide this number by 10 to the power of 5, which is the same thing as 5 divided by 100,000. And now I have 0.00005 kilometer. Okay? I hope you can see the screen there. 0.00005 kilometer. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's it. We have another question that we can quickly run through. We have 25 centimeter to kilo. 25 centimeter to it should be 25 gram to kilogram. 25 gram to kilogram. So we have this 25 gram to kilogram. Okay, so I have to move from gram to kilogram quickly and see how many places I have to move. Okay, let's move quickly from gram to kilogram. So I have the base is gram, of course. This is the base. The base can be, remember that the base, your base is gram, meter, and liter. So be your base, okay, which you can combine with the prefix. Okay, so I'm moving from the base to kilogram. I have to move from 1 place, 2 place, and 3 place. Okay, so 10 to the power of 3, right? I'm going to generate this. 10 to the power of 3 because I'm moving 3 places. Remember? 10 times 10 times 10. Okay? So I have to decide. I'm moving from the base to a bigger unit. So it's like from small to a bigger. Okay? So since it's from small to a bigger unit, I divide. That will give me, oh sorry, I have to move 3 places. Moving 3 places here. That will give me 0.25 kilogram. Okay, is that understood? Yeah, I hope it's clear. Alright, so the next one is, let's quickly skip some. We have 0.03 microgram to milligram. 0.03 microgram to milligram. Okay, so we'll have this case 0. Now let's quickly look at the metrics. What we'll have, how many space we're going to count, how many places we're going to move. So in the metric system here, we have from microgram to milligram, we'll have 1, 2, 3 places. Okay, so I'm moving 3 places. Means I'm going to say 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3 places, of course. So it's going to be 10 to the power of 3. So it's 3 places. Okay? Alright, so it's 3 places, so I have 10 to the power of 3. Now I'm moving from a smaller prefix to a bigger one. Guess what I'm going to do here? I'm going to divide it by the power of 3. It's the same thing as dividing it by 1000, right? Okay, so I will now, when you divide this by 1000, you have 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3. Okay, let me check it out. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be, okay, milligram. Alright, so I'm moving. Dividing by 1000. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, from there, 1, 2, 3. Let's put that is it. That is it. I hope we're clear. Okay, now this method is what I call place movement method. You can use it to try others. Okay, on your own. It's smooth, safe, it's very, very convenient. Now the next method we are going to use is method number 2, exponential subtraction method. Exponential subtraction method. This is quite easy, or it's easier than the other one, than the previous one, I guess. And you can try it, you can use it, you can try so many other problems on your own. Okay? Now in this method, we have this rule. Okay? The rule we need to take is this. The first rule is you subtract the exponents. Okay? Now the second rule is you move the decimal point right or left in the order of the result. If your result is a negative value, you move the decimal backward or to the left. If it's a positive value, you move it forward or to the right. Okay? So let's not forget. Now let's use it to treat and solve this problem one more time. Okay? We have the problems here. Let's solve it. Let me just keep it on the metric system so that we can always work with it. Now let's solve, let's randomly pick questions and solve. We have 5 centimeter to kilometer. 5 centimeter to kilometer. Okay? That's the first one, 5 centimeter to kilometer. Now in this case, we're going to look at the exponents. We will look at the exponents, the power, and subtract them. Okay, the power in the centimeter side and the centi side and the kilo side. Now, if you look at the centi side here, the power is -2, and the kilo here, the power is 3. So I'm going to say -2, the power -3, right? Okay, -3. So I'm going to generate -5, isn't it? -5. This means that I will move backward according to the second rule. I'll move backward, I'll move the decimal point backward 5 times. Remember, I have -5. It means I'm going to move the decimal point backward 5 times. Let's assume the decimal point is here, since it's a whole number. Okay, so I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can put zeros in between to help you. This is just a quick way, okay, a shortcut way of getting some of this things. So we have, you can say our final answer is 0.00005 kilometer. This is just a quick way of doing it in case you are in an exam condition where you need to save a lot of time. Okay, so we have this as the answer. So we have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Okay, now the next one we're going to take randomly is we're going to take 16 centimeter to nanometer. Okay, 16 centimeter to nanometer. Okay, let's look at the centi. We have the power is -2 minus the nanometer there. The power is -9, which is going to be minus 9. Remember, minus and the plus, so we have 6 as the result, positive 6, isn't it? Okay, so since we have positive 6, we are going to move our decimal here in the positive side 6 times. Okay, so let me just add as many zeros as possible. It's going to be easy for me to do. Move to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be somewhere here, right? 6. So I have this digit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, nanometer. Are we clear? It's a very quick and easy method you can use. Now let's take one question from this and then we'll move to the next, to any other one. Let's try to convert this 0.03 microgram to milligram. Okay, let's look at the prefix and subtract. The prefix at the micro is -6 minus the prefix at the milli, there is -3. So I have -3, right? It means I have to move it backward 3 times. So in the long run, I'm going to have this milligram. Okay, move it negatives backward. Backward means negative, means you have to move it backward. Now let's take one with these quickly. Just remind, not taking anyone with a base number. Let's say 10 gram to kilogram. Of course, the base is 1, right? Okay. So I'm moving from the base is the power there is 0. So I'm moving from the base to kilo. It means 0 minus 3. So it's -3, right? So -3, take notes. And then you have to move it backward 3 times, right? 1. We can add as many zeros as possible here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to have 0.010. Okay? 0.010 kilogram. Right? Are we good? Good. Now, this is the second method we can use in our conversion. Now, the last method, or the third method, last but not the least method you can use anyway. We have several other methods I'm going to show you as the lesson proceeds. As the conversion gets complex, there are other quick tricks we can use in our conversion. Okay. Now, the last method we can use is the conversion factor method. Okay. Now, the conversion factor. In the conversion factor method, you need to know the conversion factor, or you need to generate one for yourself. Okay, I'm going to show you how to generate one, and you need to convert it to the base first before you take it to any other form you want to. Okay, now let's quickly look at it. Go back to this. Okay, we'll have this now. Now, how do I generate a conversion? We know that before we look at this, we know that these are some of the things we know. Now that 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meter, right? We know that 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeter, right? We know that 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter, right? These are some of the conversion factors that we know. Okay, we can also generate others on our own to help us convert. Okay, in this case, if you don't know, you can generate from the metric system. Okay, now how do I generate from the metric system? In case I don't know, I don't have an idea. Now, for you to generate from the metric system, if 1 kilo or 1 kilo whatever, let's say gram, 1 kilogram is equal to, let's say I want to compare it with the base, is equal to, okay, let me show you, get it this way. 1 kilogram, let's say, I want to know the conversion factor from kilogram to gram. So if you look at the kilo section here, you see power of 3, right? So 1 kilogram is equal to 10/3 of base, okay, of gram. That's gram. That value you see there of the gram, that's a conversion. Okay, so 1 kilogram is supposed to 10 raised to the power of 3 gram. It's 1,000 gram, right? Okay. Now, other conversion factor, for instance, milligram to gram. What's 1 milligram? Let's see how we can generate it. Let's look at 1 milligram. Just go through 1 milligram. You have 10 to the power of 3. So 1 milligram is equals to 10 to the power of 3 minus 3 of the base. That's how you do it. That value, the value of the prefix of the base. Okay? Are we good? Alright, let's try to convert some of these things. Let's convert 25 centimeter to millimeter. Like I said, the rule is from centimeter you have to take it to meter first, then you have to take it to millimeter. Okay? I'm familiar with centimeter to meter, it's not a problem. So I know that 1 centimeter or 1 meter rather equals to 100 centimeter. So 25 centimeter by comparison equals to x. I can compare x proportion. Okay, unitary method of proportion. So I'd say 25 times 1 over 100, that will give me 0.25 meter. I'm not done yet. Okay, I'll take it to meter, from meter to millimeter. Now, 0.25 meter, I want to take it to millimeter. Now, I have to get the conversion factor. Now, 1 meter, okay, 1 millimeter will be equal to how many meter? Let's look at millimeter. What do we have there? We have 10 to the power of minus 3, right? So it's going to be 10 to the power of minus 3 of the base. Okay? So 1 millimeter is 10 to the power of 3 of the base unit. Okay, so in that case, I can convert by comparing. Okay, so 1 millimeter equals to 10 to the power of minus 3 of the base. Or you can say 1 meter equals to 1,000 millimeters. It's up to you. So 0.25 meter, 0.25 meter will be what? You can compare both of them, right? So I have 0.25, okay, times 1 divided by 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay, so you can use your calculator here if you want. Have 0.25 divided by 10 to the power of minus 3. I have 250, okay? Or you use the decimals, it's all depends on you. 250 millimeter. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it for in the last step. That's it when you're using this last method. Now let's solve one more or two more questions, as the case may be, and then wrap it up. Now, we have let's take this 42 micrometer. That's 1 well to a centimeter. Okay, so 1 micrometer to meter. Remember, I have to take this step. Micrometer first of all to meter. then I take centimeter. But I don't know what micrometer means. 1 micrometer equals to how many centimeters? Let's look at the micro. The micro is 10 to the power of 6, so it's 10 to the power of 6 of that base meter. That's a conversion factor. So this is the conversion factor. You can generate it from the metric system. Okay? 10 to the power of 6 of the meter. Now in that case, I need to convert this to meter first, then take it to centimeter. I have 42. Okay? 42 micrometer will be what? Don't know. In meter, so I can compare. Means I will have 42 times 10 to the power of minus 6, okay? Which is the same as 4.2 times 10 to the power of minus 5. Right? Sentence 4.2. No. Am I correct? 42 times 10 to the power of, yes, 4.2 times 10 to the power of minus 5. Okay, now I can now convert this to centimeter. Of course, this should be in meter. Of course, meter to centimeter is not a problem. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. It's something I can figure out easily without looking at my metric table there. So I have 4.2 times 10 to the power of minus 5 will be what? X. So by comparison, I'll have 4.2 times 10 to the power of minus 5 times 100, which is same as 4.2 times 10 to the power of minus 3. The final unit is centimeter. Okay, are we good with that? Do we understand? Right, the other part that is not showing, this is it. We have 4.2 times 10 to the power of minus 5 times 100. Same as 4.2 times 10 to the power of minus 3 centimeter. Okay? Alright, so in case you can't figure out any other thing, anything, please you let me know at the comment section below. Please comment in case you have any difficulty, any problem, any question, or any thing you noticed about it that I should put in place. Please comment. With your comment, I can perform or do better than this. Okay? Thank you very much. See you next time.